Hey yo, Movie Man! Welcome back to Movie Man Reviews, and today we are watching The Incredible Hulk 2008 official trailer, and we're doing a little movie breakdown. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing a face mask, well, that is because, number one, my face acne just kind of acting up a little bit right now, and number two, I'm trying to grow a mustache, so I'm kind of doing like a reverse face reveal, I guess, you know what I mean? So, and also, because I'm still getting used to this microphone, holding it like this, which you may be wondering, yo, you bought this $200 microphone. Well, actually it is $200 right now. And that's because, I like the feeling of this. I like holding it in my hand, like, like a nice firm penis. And I thought we could get into this, try something a little bit different. So let's begin. Ooh. All right. I sincerely apologize. I forgot to turn the audio on for this screen. So let's get right into it. Universal.
Problem. There are aspects of my personality that I can't control.
Facts, because he turns into a giant green rage monster. And by the way, for all you MCU heads out there, we all know this is the real first MCU movie. Don't lie to yourself and say it was Iron Man. We know who really started it, and it was this guy.
See a shrink.
It's a little bit more complicated than that.
Bruce, trust me when I tell you, I've heard them all.
Not this one.
No, he hasn't. Oh my gosh. You can tell the animation.
We've never seen anything even close to your levels of exposure. That you survived an event like that, it's beyond my comprehension.
I don't want to control it. I want to get rid of it.
As far as I'm concerned, that man's whole body is property of the U.S. Army.
And like what gives him the right? You know what I mean? I do not like General Ross at all. He is a perfect they picked a perfect guy to play his character, as in like a U.S. official guy that is annoying as fuck. So yeah, good job on MCU.
They want it as a weapon. If we let it go, we will never get it back.
Oh, Mr. Abomination right there. Which he is making a return.
There's only one thing that can fight that. It's in me.
Maybe if I can control
Oh my gosh, look at the green screened in background. I love that.
it, I can use it.
This summer. Yo, what if his just came through the ground instead? I'm sorry, this is an X-rated movie review. Man, this trailer is very corny. Is something to be reckoned with. I bet it's gonna say that. Oh, incredible! That I should have got that. Oh, yo, great action shots for sure. Yo, Abomination is scary. The Incredible Hulk. Yeah, there you go. The first MCU trailer ever to exist. So let's get into this. So the idea of Hulk in the first place was to essentially recreate Captain America. He goes in there like it's I'm pretty sure it's pretty true to the original story. General Ross is introduced. After this movie, Hulk's love story in this whole thing is just completely forgotten because, kind of like Don Cheadle taking up the mantle of War Machine, they just said, you know what, fuck it, and they changed the character. By the way, this is spoiler review. If you haven't seen this movie yet, I'm pretty sure you don't want to. I mean, it's a maybe to watch kind of thing going on. Yeah, and then it introduces us to General Ross and shows us his actual motives throughout the entire movie, and it really sinks in on how government officials really don't have the best at heart at the end of the day. You know what? And Abomination, this is really cool. He was introduced to this movie. I don't think anyone thought we were ever going to see Abomination ever again. And then we got our new trailer for the movie Shang-Chi. If I'm not saying that correctly, I apologize, but I'm excited to see what that's going to be about. I'm sure General Ross will make another introduction. And then Tony Stark is actually introduced into the movie at the very end, at the end cutscene, in Marvel fashion. You know, at the time, I don't believe the company was owned by Disney. Actually, when was the company owned by Disney? Jump Cut. Yeah, so at this point, this was 100% the MCU, and Disney did not even end up acquiring MCU rights, character rights, all of that junk until after the first Iron Man movie, because they bought the rights to Marvel in 2009, and I believe the second Iron Man came out in 2010. So yes, we forget kind of Hulk as the beginning here, because we never see the character again. We never see his girlfriend ever again. But one thing I don't think we expected, like I said, we did not expect to get Abomination back, let alone, and also I remember when they brought General Ross back, I don't know, me personally, I was very surprised. I was like, oh, wait, so they're not just gonna change that guy from another guy? Because man, when they did that in Iron Man, going into Iron Man 2, I was just flabbergasted. I was like, who is this Joker, Don Cheadle? Which, may I say, lovely actor, great actor. But yeah, so Hulk, I don't know. I would say, as some pros about this movie though, is honestly, I would say the Hulk action in this movie is top tier against most of the Hulk action that we see inside of the entire MCU in general. Yeah, we got, I would say, the only areas where this can be lived up to is the scene where Hulk Bruce Banner turns into the Hulk while they're fighting the Chi guys. I don't remember what their exact name is. I'll find it out somehow, and maybe I'll put it in post. But so they're fighting Loki's aliens, and the Hulk turns around and says, "Well, the secret is I'm always angry." Then he turns around. Dope scene. I really like that. And then the other scenes you could probably compare it to would probably be Thor Ragnarok. And then like all the areas in between all of that, in my opinion, kind of dog shit. I mean, I guess there's one more scene, and that would be when the Hulk is fighting Iron Man's Hulkbuster armor. But once again, I mean, it was kind of a letdown because it's his Hulkbuster armor. Yes, it beats the Hulk, but you want to see him go above and beyond, or maybe that's just how I work, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a lot of introducing characters which are surprisingly still somehow in the MCU, which is astonishing to me. Maybe that's not the right word. But yeah, like I said, there's really not much to go on about this movie because so much has been changed since this movie came out in the first place. So I feel like to give this movie a bad rating would not be ethical, I guess, because at the time when this movie came out, this was insane. At least when I look back at it, I felt like it was insane because as a child, when I watched this, I was like, holy crap, there's a giant green fucking dude on the screen. Okay, at that time, I didn't know the word fuck existed. But no, when I saw the Hulk, I was like, this is crazy. I've never experienced anything like this watching a movie. But I have to say, before that, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies came out, and those blew me away first, and Spidey kind of stole my heart, which we will review those movies eventually too. So, for Hulk, I'm gonna give the Hulk, for the time it came out, a 7.5. I know that's giving it more than Black Widow, but at the time, the movie was being introduced, and it had maybe a future going ahead of it by introducing Tony Stark at the end, and that's what really gave it meaning at the end of everything, because it's like, okay, now we got introduced to Hulk. Now there's this guy who looks like Iron Man, Tony Stark. I don't know if they explicitly said his name at the end. But yeah, like a solid 7.5. I gave Black Widow a 7, but that's because there was zero impact, and her impact would be way bigger than Hulk's if it had came out before Infinity War and Endgame. Actually, or would that like come out during the middle of the two? I don't know exactly. But yeah, if you like this video, if you want to talk about movie stuff down in the comments, get into it, chop up the words with me. I'm always down to look at some comments because sadly I cannot hear through screens. So if you guys want to help me out, the best way to do that would be a like and a subscribe. I genuinely really appreciate anyone that's here watching the videos. If you do that, thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is just really what I love to do, at least in my free time. Maybe one day in the far off long future I could do this for a job, but until then I'm just gonna keep working my hardest, and hopefully you're enjoying the videos, because at the end of the day that's really what I care about. So yeah, like and subscribe. Wow, that was loud. Like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one, my big man. This has been Movie Man Reviews.